just look around us, we find that the world is in actual turmoil. The global geopolitical environment, it's in a state of flux. And I believe that we are passing through an era of great global disruption. And I talk about global disruption. It encompasses technological disruption, economic, environmental, whether it is climate change, demographic, migration of people, or whether it's peace and security. The global security environment has been altered actually by two major wars that are not only intense, but has also been protracted for a very, very long time. However, there are a number of other conflicts also ranging in the other parts of the world, be it Myanmar, be it be Sudan, the Sahel region, or Congo. The war in Libya, Syria, Yemen and Armenia may have settled down for the time being, but peace or lasting peace is yet elusive. In my view, I think the world is actually in the most violent phase of its existence ever since World War II. The vagaries of this VUCA world are severely impacting the global defense supply chains, especially ammunition. The global arms industry presently is grappling with a kind of a gap between this widening gap between demand and supply. The reliance on imports to bridge this gap is becoming a necessity for most nations, highlighting global interdependence in defense supplies. But yet, there is a saying that in every challenge there lies an opportunity, in every cloud there is a kind of a silver lining. These disruptions have presented an opportunity for the global defense arms manufacturers, including the ammunition industry, including Indian one. And you just heard actually the CMD of MIL saying that his exports, etc., and demands have increased multifold. So most of these people in India also are becoming from importers of ammunition to exporters of ammunition as well. I'm happy to note that FICCI has been focusing on these issues for quite some time. And in fact, they started this particular Ammo India conference in 2008. So in some manner, they were quite visionary to have thought about this in 2018. And that, I think, is very, very remarkable. FICCI over the years has been an important bridge that has contributed towards synergizing the efforts of various stakeholders in defense manufacturing. I'm also particularly happy about the way FICCI has supported the concept of joint ventures with foreign OEMs and transfer of technology to boost India's Atmanirbharta drive. This is a very important concept and must be hosted at all levels. The Make in India and Make for the World, actually, this was alluded to by Mr. Banerjee also, is kind of inclusive in nature and calls for global growth through shared goals and cooperation. It is what sometimes we've been calling as, our Prime Minister has been calling as Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas. I'll now talk about the concept of Atmanirbharta in the context of challenges that India faces and the concept of strategic autonomy in slightly more details. India has its own share of challenges, security challenges. We have proxy war raised by Pakistan and Jammu and Kashmir, whose sudden escalation we are now seeing in south of Pir Panjal, and the prolonged border dispute with China is yet to abate. These are two major security challenges that we face. The instability in our neighborhood is another cause of concern for us. A strong armed force backed by a strong defense industrial sector is hence a sine qua non for the nation state. For a large nation like India, with plenitude of security problems, it cannot remain dependent on foreign imports for war fighting and sustenance, especially in an environment where the global security environment is in a state of flux and we have live borders at hand. India's quest for Indianization and Atmanirbharta is central to maintaining this strategic autonomy. In fact, the word Atmanirbharta actually starts with the word Atman, which is talking about self, or say self-reliance. The word self-reliance also starts with self, actually. So what we are talking about is actually self-realization and self-actualization. And that will bring about the self-confidence in our defense industry. So that, I think, is important. And this whole concept of Atmanirbharta, you can say, is slightly more than just about defense manufacturing. If we are to translate this concept of Atmanirbharta only in defense manufacturing or ammunition manufacturing, it means complete sovereignty over the product cycle, right from its design and its development to manufacturing, from induction to sustenance, and even to its end of life. That means a complete womb to a tomb kind of an approach.